ground is frozen and soggy. Yes, exactly. Makes me think of when we went to the island. Remember? Yeah, we were walking along the dikes and the dunes. Oh, right. And then we heard about this really cool story of this old dude. What was his name again? Oh, that was Vieze. Right, Vieze, because he was always talking in exclamations. Yeah, and apparently Vieze he has a gift with animals. He could talk to the birds. And when we were there, me and my grand, we were there, and we heard this really cool story from Vieze. Whoa, yeah, I know, it's really windy. Yep, this way. Good boy. And Vieze had this thing with the birds, especially the gulls. And apparently, hey, slow down a little bit. He would catch fish. Oh, that's right, because they lived on the islands. And the islands had the inland sea on the one side and the ocean on the other side. And he lived on the part of the inland sea, which means that he could fish with, I think they were called Vieze. So it's like, oh, there goes my head. Oops. I think it's still on my head. Well, the Vieze, the fish would go in one way, but they couldn't come out. And it was a whole series of traps. And because it was very low and high tide, at low tide, that whole area of sand would be walkable. So he would walk out on the sands and check his nets, fish out the fish from the one end where they had swum into the maze from the other end. And every once in a while, he would be too late. And the critter, one of his gulls, would have gotten in before him. But like the fish, it couldn't get out by itself either. They didn't figure out the narrowing of the entrance from one chamber to another. And these are gulls. I mean, they're like dragons with wings. They're scary guys. And he would take them out, but he would take them out upside down. And I don't know what he did. It was his magic, his unnatural, uncanny way of working with the birdies, where he would, yep, we're going to go that way. Okay, so we were at this. Every once in a while, he would catch a bird. So he would grab these absolutely huge gulls upside down by the wings, and his power, his magic touch, his fingers would just paralyze the beasts. And he would lay them upside down with their wings all open, and he would keep his eye on them. And as long as he kept his eye on them, and we saw this, Granny and I saw this together. As long as he kept his eye on them, they wouldn't move. They would be frozen. Frozen. Be careful. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of trees down here. There's so much wind. Good boy. So we still don't know what that magic was. And he would keep his eye on them. And keep his eye on them. until he was done taking all the fish out. And then he would look away, like wherever. And the gulls would look, okay, and move on. They would fly away without mixing. So, how much of that is myth and how much of that is real? I don't know. All I know is that Vieze had the reputation of being a bird whisperer. So when we were in the area, and this idiot needed drinking, I figured let's give him a visit. So we went to the area, we went to his house. Wasn't that difficult to find. He was one on the main, what do you call, pilgrimage paths from the one church to the, something special had happened there. I'm vague on what. So we went down there, and there was a whole bunch of pilgrimage people. They were looking around and asking questions, and Vieze was there, and he was visibly annoyed with all that attention and all the people and everybody around, and he's like, it was clear that he was more of a hermit than a tourist site attraction. So, Vieze, we're gonna go back in. So Vieze was grumbling. He went, godverdomme, al die stomme mensen. Godver. All those pilgrims, what are they doing in my backyard? Gadverdarie. Wat moet ik daar toch mee? And he had apparently just gotten behind the dike to get the fish. The same things I just talked about. So he got the fish, and he had a big old barrel, wooden barrel with a cutting board on top. And he started gutting the fish. And the pilgrims saw this and were like, oh, this wonderful, beautiful fish from the ocean. How can we pay you to get some of that too? And Vieze went, godverdamme. This is not for you. Godverdier. I will never feed this to you. And they're like, well, it's not like it's going anywhere. So they kept waiting, and they kept pestering him and asking questions, and he would be, gadverdarie, wat heb ik hier nou aan? Stomme mensen, potverdrie. Which also to me explains why he was called Vieze, because that was kind of his language. It wasn't. Oh, did we there it is. Yeah, he had dirty language. So, Vieze was doing his godverdomme and potverdrie and whatever he could come with, and he had one of his flatfish completely filled out, boned out, nice fillet strips, and this rich pilgrim goer comes and asks him, I can give you the money you want, I can give you the money you need, let me buy this fish of you. And Vieze goes, I am not kidding, not for the day. This fish is not for you people. Godverdomme. This fish is for God. And he throws a piece right up in the air. And the people look, and they look up, and they look down, and it's never coming down. It's not there. And nobody gets it. So they're doing, he asks again, I want to buy a piece of your fish. Please let me buy a piece of your beautiful fish. And Vieze says, Godverdomme, no. This is not for you. This is for the God. And again, he throws a piece of fish right up in the air. And it never comes down either. And he does that one strip after another with all the pieces, and none of them come back down. Because he's made a deal with the birds that he will get the nicest fillet and tease the pilgrims as much as he wants and can. And then when they are teased enough and get impatient, he will flick them up in the air and the gulls will catch it out for him, thereby making it look like, etc. So that was my myth, my story of Vieze, the birdman from the outer isles of my homeland of Iceland. While traveling the long, dark, chilly roads. And they are chilly and they are dark. And it's time to get down and take a nap and go to the herberg and find a piece of hay to sleep on. Because losing my hat was not the best thing to do. But my, you can't see it anymore. I was gonna say, oh, my wool is keeping me nice and warm. Very, very happy about that. Okay, little guy. Yes, 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 we're there. So, hey, how are you doing? Yeah, that's my Viking saddle and my Viking horse. I'm even wearing specially made Viking stirrups. If only I had done this when it was still light. Yes, I know, it's time to go. You gonna come in?